I know you have this book. Read this book so you can get clarity on how to pick the right teams. Because right now, I think you're a little confused, man.
Because I need Minshew. I need Minshew mania.
I didn't need Minshew.
I need jean shorts.
Nothing.
I need jean shorts and mustache. Minshew mania. He will keep it steady Eddie, and he'll keep them stable. I'm like Steph Curry. You know, I'm like Steph Curry with my picks, man. But does he make every half-court shot? No. I'm pretty much the same way. To where, you know, my major upset picks, I hit on them more than I miss. But again, I'm gonna miss sometimes.
Bryce Young is back, and he
is he?
And they said he's on track to play this week.
Is he?
And then the Panthers, I don't think they can't go 0-4. This can't happen. I said they can't go 0-4.
Yes, they can.
This is former Chicago Bear Desmond Clark. And y'all hear me on many podcasts, but when y'all hear me on Pick'em Pros, y'all know it's all about family. This ain't just business. All right, class, the professor is here, and now it's time to take roll. When I call your name, say here, because class is now in session. Mr. Diego Thompson, are you here? Thank you. Mr. Derrick Thompson, are you present? Thank you. Please pay attention to Dr. Clark's class. This is the best education that you're going to get for Pick'em Pros. If you want to be a Pick'em Pro, you are in the right place. This is an advanced class, and I will lead you to the promised land. And let's just get this straight. Make sure you read the text first. Principles of winning. 5 keys to create a standard of excellence if you want to pick the right teams to win the game and be the ultimate Pick'em Pro. Like the professor, like Dr. Clark. So I'm glad that you guys are here today. And for week 4, pay attention to my picks.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. You know who it is. I am Derrick Thompson.
I'm Diego Thompson.
And who are we?
We're
We are the Pick'em Pros coming at you in a mobile fashion, father-son dynamic duo coming at you, man. A lot of chatter. You saw the intro. Desmond Clark, he's riding on his high horse with his picks. Contrary to popular belief, he's only up how many games, my man?
He's only up 1 game.
He's up 1 game. He's up 1 game in week 4 of a 18-week season, but that's all right. We're going to let him have his due. We're going to give him his flowers. We're going to call him professor. We're going to call him champ. We're going to call him whatever he wants to be called to make himself feel good, because he's going to need to get all the positive feelings he can right now, because at the end of the season, I think he's going to be in tears, man. What you think?
Yeah, I think so. So it's a long season. It's just week 4, and you can't get too hyped over just a 1 game.
Cannot get too hyped over it. So anyway, we're coming at you mobile. My man here's got a very busy schedule. So we're driving while we record our show here. But we're giving you all the week 4 picks. There's a full slate of 16 games this week. And we agree on 9 games. We disagree on 7. So we disagree on more games than I think we ever have. So you are on the island for 3 games.
Yep.
I'm on the island for 3 games. And Dez is playing it safe. He's only on the island for 1 game. What's going on with Dez?
Yeah, he's playing safe. He's just trying not to lose that lead.
That's right. That's right. He's the professor, champ, all that, but he's playing it so straight and narrow by just picking games where everybody's the favorite. But that's all right. We're gonna chase him down and take this lead here. So he's got the chain for one more week before we snatch it back off his chest like Debo. So we're gonna get that chain. But anyway, man, how's your week, man? You coming out of practice?
coming out of practice, dominate, and then tomorrow we got a game, so just getting ready for that.
All right.
So,
got a game tomorrow. You're getting on the field. You got a couple highlights from last week. You got on the field for offense. Looks like they're starting to maybe get you in a rotation a little bit.
Yeah.
Had a few first downs in a row. So Diego's starting to come up the ranks as receiver. You see if we can get him on the field a little more. Maybe even crack that starting lineup. So we'll keep y'all posted with highlights on what Diego's doing on football. But let's get back to the NFL and go ahead and make these picks. So we're going to start with the 9 games that we agree on, and then we'll get into the games that we disagree. It'll be a lot of fireworks there, and we'll show you how we're going to get this chain back. But what's the first out of 9 games that we agree on?
So the first game is the Atlanta Falcons versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's an international game. I think it's in London, so that's cool. We all got the Jaguars winning this game.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're the better team, and they're gonna be hungry to get another win after that loss last week to the Texans. So I think the Jaguars got it.
Yeah, I think the Jaguars get this as well. I think people are down on them because of their losses. They had what seemed to be a bad loss to Houston, the Texans last week, but I think the Texans are a lot better than people give them credit for. C.J. Stroud is playing very well. Hasn't thrown a pick all season in his first 3 games, which is very surprising for a rookie. So the Texans are looking like a little bit of a problem based on how they're playing. Their running back put up 145 yards last week. So yeah, Texans are improving. You can see their climb. So anyway, I say all that to say the Jaguars, that was not as bad of a loss as it looked. This is a home game technically for them, but they always play internationally, so they have a bigger following, so it will also feel like a home game, and I think they definitely have the edge and get this over the Falcons.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I agree. The second game is the Baltimore Ravens at the Cleveland Browns. It's going to be a tough game, but we all have the Baltimore Ravens winning this game.
Yeah.
They're without a few starters, and it's a road divisional game, so those games are always tough.
Mm-hmm.
But we all got the Ravens just because, they're the better team. A lot of people have them favored to win the division. Lamar. Lamar's looking good. Zay Flowers looking really good. All the receivers, their defense and run game. So I just think they're the better team than the Browns, and they're going to win.
Yeah, I agree. Clearly, the Ravens, I got the Ravens going to and winning the Super Bowl. Had a tough loss last week. So that was a tough loss for them. So they'll be the more desperate team. But this was a tough matchup because, man, Cleveland, again, they look good. They looked good last week. And this is a tough one to pick. But I'm riding with you guys. I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens. I don't see them losing 2 in a row. And I think they're going to bounce back and get the win. So we're all in agreement. Picking pros have the Ravens in this one.
Yeah, for sure. And third game is the Tampa Bay Bucks at the New Orleans Saints.
Okay.
We all got the Saints winning this one.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that surprising because, it's going to be a tough game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout either way.
Yeah.
But this is a pretty evenly matched matchup without Derek Carr. I don't know if he's ruled out officially, but that injury looked pretty rough.
That is true.
He had to be taken out.
Yeah.
So, I think Jameis Winston's going to be good enough to carry him today. And then their home field advantage.
Yeah.
Their crowd's going to be in it, and Baker will probably be a little rattled. So we all got the Saints.
Yeah, I think that defense is definitely going to get the Baker, so that will prove to be the difference. And Jameis Winston, he'll be prepared. He'll know he's going to be, ready, so he'll be in there. But I think that defense is going to be too tough. We saw how they struggled. Tampa struggled last week to move the ball, so I think it'll be a much bigger problem to move the ball there in New Orleans. So definitely have the Saints in this one. And Dez has been picking the Saints all year long, so clearly Dez has the Saints. He's riding with the Saints a little too much. So we don't believe in him like he does, but we believe in him enough to get this game. So picking pros have the Saints.
And the fourth game is the Washington Commanders at the Philadelphia Eagles. We all got the Eagles.
Yes.
Winning this one. This is a home game for the Eagles against a not good team. in the Washington Commanders.
Why are you stressing that, man? I don't understand.
Because you said they're going to beat the Buffalo Bills last week, and they got blown out. Their quarterback had 5 turnovers, 4 picks. I don't even, his name is Sam Howell.
Man. I was wrong on that one. I went out on a limb. I did have the Commanders last week. That was my major upset pick. I was off on that one, but I'm like Steph Curry. I'm like Steph Curry with my picks, man. So Steph Curry, best 3-point shooter ever. But he shoots a lot of half-court shots, right? And with a half-court shot, his percentage is extremely high. But does he make every half-court shot? No. I'm pretty much the same way. To where, my major upset picks, I hit on them more than I miss. But again, I'm gonna miss sometimes. So last week, that was a major upset pick. I did miss on that. I own that. That's on me. But again, I'm similar to the Ravens. I'm not gonna miss twice in a row. And like Steph, I'm not gonna miss twice in a row. So that's my analogy on that. But anyway, yeah, man, we got the Eagles beating the Commanders. So we can move
I think if you say you're not gonna miss 2 times in a row, you should pick the Commanders.
No, because I see more of where the Commanders are. I still think the Commanders are better than what people thought. I think turnovers definitely, obviously plagued them. They had a lot of turnovers, penalties, just the overall bad performance. And the Bills' defense is really gaining steam. So I think a lot of that was the Bills' D just made them look bad. So I'll probably pick the Commanders again, just not picking them this week. That's all that is. Yeah, just not picking them this week. Not the week to go with the Commanders.
All right. The 5th game is the Las Vegas Raiders at the Los Angeles Chargers.
Okay.
I forgot about the Chargers. Yeah. But yeah, we all got the Chargers.
Yeah, man.
The Raiders, they blew that one Sunday night.
Man,
I think they should have got that because
they should have got that.
They were at home.
Man.
Devontae was on fire. Like just Jimmy G threw 3 picks.
Yes.
And he got a concussion apparently, so he might not play in this game, which is going to be even worse for them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was very disappointing last week with the Raiders, man. That also gave Dez his lucky chain. And the Raiders just laying an egg like they did. But yeah, definitely, I don't know when I'll pick the Raiders again. They really let us down.
They made the Steelers offense. So
yeah.
Chiefs offense.
Come on, man. The Steelers are so overrated. Oh my gosh, they're gonna come back to earth. We're gonna get back to that later when we get on the Steelers. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, we're definitely going with the Chargers in this one. And also my fantasy quarterback. We're gonna go with Herbert. Undefeated, still undefeated in all 3 of my leagues, y'all. Undefeated, 3 leagues, 3-0 in all of them. Got the most points in. I might have the most points in all 3. Just dominating in fantasy, y'all. So anyway,
second in
I just had to mention that. I know y'all want to know that. Okay. We're not going in second and top 5s and all that. You're either first.
It's a climb. It's a mountain.
You're either first or you're last. That's what it is. There's no second place, top 5, anything like that. All right, man. What's the next one?
All right. So the next game is the New England Patriots at the Dallas Cowboys.
Ooh, man. Yeah. 4:30 start Eastern. Man, I really wanted to pick the Patriots in this one. I struggled. I went back for this was going to be my major upset pick of the week. But coming off that Commanders pick, little gun shy. I need to play it a little more safe this week. Make sure I don't give away any additional games and give any unnecessary cushion away. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm going with Dallas mainly because Dallas is just going to be so desperate. They had such a bad showing last week and clearly lost to the Commanders. Not the Commanders, the Cardinals. Might as well have been Commanders. Lost to the Cardinals. So yeah, I think they're just going to be so desperate. But New England, you know how they take your best weapon away. This is not a good matchup for Dallas, and this is not a good team.
Zeke's homecoming, too.
Yeah, it's Zeke's homecoming. That's a great point. Yeah, Zeke's homecoming. But yeah, man, but going with Dallas mainly because they're going to be the more desperate team. I think they somehow find a way. Yeah.
Cool.
But anyway, I jumped in. I was so hype on that, man. What's your take on the Dallas game?
Yeah, I agree with you. The Dallas Cowboys, I think they're going to be desperate to win a game because since they lost the last game, they're going to be fiery for this game, and they're going to give their best showing. So I got the Cowboys too.
All right.
And then in the 7th game,
all right,
we got the frisky, red-hot Arizona Cardinals.
Frisky, red-hot. I like that.
But unfortunately, they're in San Francisco to play the 49ers.
Yeah, man.
And we all got the 49ers.
Yeah.
I still think the Cardinals are playing for that pick. You might not see a few people that were there last week.
Oh, really?
Playing this week.
You don't think so? Okay.
So, we
all right.
got the Niners.
All right. Yeah, definitely have the Niners, man. The thing about Arizona, the Cardinals, they've been playing very physical their first few games. And this is not a team that they're going to be more physical than. You're not going to be more physical than the 49ers.
There's not another team in the league more physical than the Niners.
No, that's not happening. So all that and Connor busting through folks and jumping up and down and all that, no, you better save your energy. You get a first down, just go ahead, hand the ball to the official, and walk back to the huddle. Don't use any unnecessary energy because you're going to need all your energy against this game because 49ers are coming to play. You got Debo coming down. Oh, man. Woo.
And McCaffrey.
Yeah, man.
And Bosa on the side.
That's not going to You can sit there and be more physical than Dallas because the Cowboys are soft, but you ain't doing that with the 49ers. Nah.
Yeah, for sure, man. That's going to be a tough one for the Cardinals.
Definitely.
On their road to the number 1 pick.
Definitely.
And the 8th game is Sunday Night Football. Kansas City Chiefs in New York to play the Jets. Zach Wilson, we all got the Chiefs. With that defense. Defense is looking really good this year.
Man.
They got a young, good defense. The offense with Travis Kelce and Mahomes looking good. So, and Zach Wilson still looking like the same old Zach Wilson. So we all got the Chiefs.
Yes. Yeah, nothing really else to say on this one. Would have been more of a matchup if they had Aaron Rodgers, but without Rodgers, this one can get ugly. I mean, Jets still have great defense, but that defense is starting to get frustrated. And the Chiefs have a good defense, so I don't know what the Jets are going to do. So the Jets might get shut out.
And the Jets defense is going to get tired.
Yes, that's
because
right.
they're going to be on the field so long.
Exactly. Yes, they will.
Having to guard them long offensive drives by Mahomes.
This can get ugly.
Rough year.
Yep.
Last game that we agree on is Monday Night Football. Seattle Seahawks on the road to play the New York Giants. Yeah. We all have the Seahawks winning this one. I like the way they're looking this year, the way they beat up on the Panthers, and because that's a hard, tough team to play. And the Giants, they're not looking as good as they were last year.
Nah.
So we all got Seahawks.
Nah, the Giants had a lot of close games last year. You know, a lot of games that they should have lost, miraculous comebacks, similar to Minnesota. How Minnesota had all those miraculous comeback wins, and now they're 0-3. Yeah. You know, it's similar.
Their only win has been against the Arizona Cardinals.
Exactly. So it's basically the same thing. It's just coming back to reality. I thought for a second about maybe going with the Giants just because, you know, prime time, they're at home. You know, Seattle's on the road, but then I said, well, Seattle did go to Detroit and beat them in, you know, Ford Field, which is very tough to do. So I was like, nah, I'm not going with that upset. So we've got
Seahawks
Seattle.
Are just a really talented and good team.
Yeah.
They're really they have a good defense, run game, receivers, and Geno's gonna play good. So
for sure. All right, so those are the 9 we agree on.
Yep.
Now we'll get to the 7 that we disagree on. We're gonna start with your 3, then we'll go to my 3, and then we'll finish up with the game where Dez is on the island. But before we do that, since we're bragging about the chain here, or at least Dez is, want to give a shout out to Deanna Thomas. She is the creator of the coveted Pick'em Pros chain. So I want to give a shout out, much love to Deanna, showing her website. She not only makes makes all types of paraphernalia, but has some sweet gear. So check out her e-commerce store. She's from Detroit, so she's got some real nice Detroit gear. So definitely check out her site, show us some love, and let's send some business her way. So big shout out to Deanna. We love you. Just want to give you a shout out. All right, while we're talking about the chain.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go on, man. So you're on the island. Let's get to these three island games for you.
All right, so my first island game, you got the Detroit Lions at Green Bay to play the Packers on Thursday Night Football. I got the Packers winning this one. This was kind of an interesting game here. I think the Lions are a slightly better team overall, but I think that the Packers are going to win this game because home field is going to be big.
Yeah.
That's a really tough place to win in. Jordan Love showing that he's the real deal, and yeah, I think they should get some key players back, like Christian Watson, Aaron Jones. Those players really should be back, and if they're not back by this game, I think we should worry pretty big. Pretty
Yeah,
bad.
you might be worried.
that would have been 4 weeks.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I got the Packers.
Okay. Wow. Well, dude, I don't even have the Packers. Okay. I'm a Packers guy.
That's fine.
But man, I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, like you being Detroit's a better team. Yes, the Packers are at home. And okay, it is a Thursday game, so a lot of times the home team will win that Thursday game with that short turnaround. But man, I just think Detroit's gonna be a little too much. The Packers struggle with teams that can really put up points. And I feel that Detroit will be able to outscore them. So I think that's what it's going to come down to. So that's why I'm going with the Lions in this one. But hey, Dez also disagrees with you. So let's see what the so-called professor has to say about this one. What's your take on this one, Dez?
As you can see, the chain remains home with me, the champ, the professor. Hey, let me move this microphone just so you can get a good look at it. You haven't seen it in a while. This is what it looks like. There it is. There it is. So let's get down to business. Let Dr. Clark start teaching you gentlemen about how to be a pick'em pro. First of all, we cannot pick games that don't make sense. And I'm going to start with you, Mr. Diego. Stop picking the damn Packers. I don't care. I just want them to lose. Sometimes as a professor, you have your biases, you have your favorite students, you have your favorite subjects and all of this. Well, the Green Bay Packers is not one of my favorite subjects, and definitely not one of my favorite students. And you're not one of my favorite students either, because you're picking them. And plus, they're not better than the Lions. You remember the Lions swept them last year? The Lions going to do the same this year. And this is not just hate. This is all coming from an intellectual standpoint, from me being the professor of pick'em pros. Man, Green Bay is going down versus the Lions.
All right, well, there you have it. That's what Dez says. But hey, man, you're on the island with this one. This is the Thursday night game, so you're either going to be up one real quick, or you're going to be in the hole fighting to try to catch up for the rest of the week.
I'm confident in this pick. I'm confident.
You're confident.
This is probably the most confident pick I have.
Ooh, okay. All right, we'll see. Hey,
out of my 3 island games.
you're going to get it out the way early, so we're going to see, man. Thursday night football. Check it out. Lions at Packers. Okay, so what's the second game where you're on the island for?
The second game is the Minnesota Vikings at the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, my God.
And I have the Carolina Panthers.
Wow.
I mean, I'm kind of shocked too. But
Shocked at what?
I'm shocked that, I have them. But I'm picking them because...
Shocked at yourself.
Yeah, I'm shocked at myself. But but Bryce Young is back, and he...
Is he?
And they said he's on track to play this week.
Is he?
So he's going to be back, and then they're at home, and the Minnesota Vikings, I just don't think they're a good team. They're not a good team. And then the Panthers, I don't think they can't go 0-4. This can't happen. Especially at home against the home crowd. Bryce Young is going to show his clutch genes, and why we drafted him #1 overall. And it was all for this moment right here. They can't go 0-4.
Yes, they can.
It's impossible.
Yes, they
No,
can.
Bryce Young's going to show why he...
Oh, yes, they can.
why they chose him number 1, and this is his moment.
Okay.
This is his moment. Y'all are sleeping on him just because he's small.
I'm not sleeping on him because he's small. I think he's gonna be the real deal, and I'm still okay with them taking him over CJ. Although CJ has not thrown a pick yet in the first 3 games, and is looking good. But I'm still a believer in Bryce. I just don't believe in that offensive line. That's the problem that I have. So he's gonna struggle for a while. Now, what helps a little bit is that the Vikings don't have as good of a defense. So this is kind of a breather game for him.
It's probably the softest defense he's played all year.
Yeah, so I do like that for Bryce. So hopefully he can get some time and put up some decent stats and put up a good showing. But I don't think they're going to be able to outscore Minnesota. That bad man Justin Jefferson, who's my fantasy wide receiver, keeping me in first place, I think he is going to absolutely lose his mind, and that's going to be the difference in this one. So
yeah, we might be without our top corner this week.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's even more. That's even more reason. Wow. But you're still going with the Panthers. You're not going to change that pick.
I'm confident.
You're still confident in it. Okay. I sense a little bit of Homer Simpson, and I think
this is all head.
Oh,
this is my mind.
Okay, mind. Okay, mind.
My mind.
Well, I'm sensing Homer Simpson. Well, we're gonna go to Dez and see what he thinks. So, Dez, tell Diego how crazy he is.
Lesson number 2 for Mr. Diego. Panthers over the Vikings. I know you live in Carolina. I know that you're a Carolina fan. I know that the Vikings are 0-3, but Carolina is not a good team. The Vikings are a far better team than Carolina Panthers. So I'm going to give you this piece of advice or this lesson from Dr. Clark. Bet with your head, not with your heart. And that's why you're going to lose that game against the Vikings. Carolina's going down.
All right, you heard it. We heard Dez's take, man. Professor. But Professor has spoken again. See, we're going to give him his flowers, man. We're going to make him feel good. All right, congratulations, Dez. You got that for now. You got that one game lead on us, man. All right, you got your sub, man. You got your food from Subway.
Yeah, I got my food.
You good?
Yeah, I'm
okay.
ready.
All right,
ready.
Cool. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this next pick, man. The third game of 3 where you're on the island, man. What's the third crazy pick you have for us this week?
All right, my third pick is we got the Broncos.
Okay.
The Denver Broncos at Chicago to play the Bears. I got the Bears winning this one. This is a really close. I mean, you could go either or, Broncos, Bears, whichever one. I mean, this is an interesting game just to see for me. See which one of these teams is gonna go 0-4.
Yeah.
Because whichever one does, then it's just gonna be. It's gonna be bad for that team.
Yeah, it is. It is gonna be bad. This is in Chicago.
A lot of hate, and I mean, and they're in Chicago. That's really the reason. I mean, home team. That's gonna be a tough environment to play in.
Is it?
Well, all those rowdy fans. I mean, they should. They're gonna be rowdy.
Yeah, you know what? Chicago's gonna be a tough place to play in this week for Chicago. For the Bears.
And the Broncos might just be so intimidated at the fact that it's not even helped them. So I mean, but still, I mean, these teams are really evenly matched, and it's really hard to come back from when a team scores 70 on you, especially when you're supposed to be a top 10 defense.
Ooh, man, Dolphins put it on them.
So yeah, I got the Bears.
You got the Bears. All right. Yeah, I thought about it for a little bit, and I know it was considered maybe a coin flip game. I was talking to Dez earlier in the week as he FaceTimed me, as he was bragging about getting the chain this week. And we were talking about this game ahead of time. And he was saying he might literally flip a coin. So when we see what he says, he may actually do that. But anyway, but as I think about it more, it's not as much of a coin flip. I think it's clear cut. Denver's going to win this game. I just think the Bears are in shambles right now. That defense is awful.
That's true.
The Broncos did score. At least they scored 20 last week. I think they might score 40 on the Bears.
Well, I mean, I think some of that might have been garbage points.
Yeah.
And the defense, and both of these defenses are pretty bad.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, hey man, I'm going with the Broncos. But hey, let's see what Dez has. What's your take, Professor, on this team? You're not going with your home team. You're not going with the Bears, the team that you put so many stats up, and you're wearing the Bears hoodie whenever you send these crazy videos to us every weekend. Why you not going with the Bears, Dez?
And as the professor, I do pay attention to my own lessons, Mr. Diego. Have you seen the Bears lately? I know that the Broncos got 70 hung up on them last week, but have you seen the Bears? Have you watched the Bears? And it hurts me to say this, I probably won't pick the Bears to win any games this year. Maybe if they play against Carolina, maybe if they play against Houston. I don't know if that's on the schedule. Maybe, but any decent team, I don't know if we could call the Broncos a decent team because they got 70 hung up on them. But I believe that they are a far superior team than the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears are going down. I hate to say it. It hurts my heart to say it. But I'm following my own instructions from the book, Principles of Winning. Never bet with your heart. Always bet with your head. So I'm going to go with the Broncos over the Bears.
All right. That's the professor's take on that one. So let's go into the 3 games where I am on an island, man. Why don't you go ahead and read these off, and then we'll finish off with the Dez Island game.
Well, you got for your first island game is the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Houston Texans in Houston.
Okay.
Who you got, man?
All right. I am taking the Houston Texans. Yes, I'm taking the Houston Texans to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers are overrated. They are 2-1, but they are facing a team that will have a much better offense. They will be able to score the ball. We know the Steelers have a good defense, but C.J. Stroud has been solid. Has put up big numbers so far this year. And they've also been able to run the ball. Again, ran for 145 yards, at least their main back last week. And I think they are going to put up a good showing. They'll be at home, need to get a win in front of that home crowd. Their defense is building, and they've got the old coordinator from the 49ers. I'm taking the Texans in this one.
Okay. I mean, I kind of have a thing. After they got blown out and lost to the Indianapolis Colts at home, I'm pretty much gone against picking them. And I just feel like the second I pick them, they're just gonna lose. I just feel like they have like a bad luck factor.
Yeah, with them. I felt the same way after that first week. I was like, oh no, man, there's no way I'm touching the Texans.
And then that was one win, so I'm not gonna overreact over that one win.
I am gonna overreact after that one win because I'm seeing a trend. I'm seeing them get better and better throughout the year. I think they are going to be one of the surprise teams this year. So I am going with the Houston Texans. But let's see what Dez has. Dez seems to disagree. What does the professor think about this one?
Okay, some people, they got to come back and repeat Dr. Clark's class because they didn't learn the lessons the first time and they failed. And this is where I see Mr. Derrick Thompson at. You failed my class, so now you got to come back and take the class. I hope that you pass the class this semester so you can go ahead and progress to the next level of Dr. Clark's teachings for you to eventually be a pick'em pro like Dr. Clark. But let's start with your pick, the Texans over the Steelers. This is just a true-false question here. Is the Texans a good team? True or false? Or should I ask that different? The Texans are a good team. True or false? False. Are the Steelers a good team? True or false? True. They are a good team. That's all we need to know. Texans will not beat the Steelers. The Steelers will roll over the Texans. The only team that they lost against was the Super Bowl, or the eventual Super Bowl champion, the San Francisco 49ers. They've won every game since then. Come on, man. You got to make better picks than that. I know that you're better than that, Derek. Come on. You got to start to show your potential for being a pick'em pro. Man, let's go.
All right. So that's the professor's take on that game. What's the second game where I'm on the island, man?
Well, Your second game is the Cincinnati Bengals at the Tennessee Titans.
Okay.
Who do you got?
Okay, I've got the underdog Tennessee Titans. They are 2.5 underdog in this one, and I'm going with them. They're at home. They're coming off a very bad loss last week, but I think they are going to bounce back. They're going to be desperate. I think they're better than what they showed that week, and I think they're gonna come in and get this win. Man, the Bengals are struggling. They do not look right at all. They should have lost that game Monday night, and but I think the only reason they won that was just from grit, heart. They were at home, and the Rams just couldn't put up enough against them. But the Titans have a much better defense, and the Titans defense it's going to be very hard for the Bengals to move the ball. They put Chase in the slot, and that's how they were able to free him up. But they've already shown that. I think the Titans are going to have a matchup for Chase to slow him down. And as long as they can do that, they're not going to be able to run the ball. And they're really not able to distribute the ball well to other receivers. And Burrow doesn't seem like he can throw the ball more than 20 yards because he's not able to plant on that calf. Yeah. So I'm going with the Titans with the upset this week.
All right, man. Well, we'll see, man. I believe in the Bengals as my Super Bowl pick.
Oh, gosh, that's right. Yeah, you have to pick them. Oh, my goodness.
But, I mean, even though that's a little shaky and I'm not as confident as I was at the start of the year,
okay,
I think Burrow is getting better, and Chase is a beast, so I don't care who you put on him. He's gonna cook whoever guards him. So I don't think that matters. That's an outlier. So, yeah.
All right. You want to hear what Des has to say?
Sure. I guess so.
All right, Professor. What's your take on this?
Well, you haven't learned your lesson about Joe Burrow just yet, have you, Mr. Derrick? Mr. DT Derrick Thompson, you picked the Titans to beat the Bengals. Did you see what Joe Burrow and his number one receiver did last week to your Rams? They're going to do similar things this week to the Titans. I don't see how the Titans go to Cincinnati and come out with a victory. So give me the Bengals over the Titans.
All right, so that is the second game where I'm on the island. I'm on the island for one more game. I got 3 island picks. See, I'm making bold picks. I made 2 underdog picks. I picked the Texans, who was a 3-point underdog. I picked the Titans, who were a 2.5-point underdog. But now I'm going with the favorite. But these guys are I'm on the island because these guys are scared. What's this game?
This next game is the Los Angeles Rams at the Indianapolis Colts.
Yes.
Who do you have?
Yes, I'm taking the Indianapolis Colts. I don't see why you guys aren't. And Des said himself,
what do you mean?
Yes, the Colts are looking good. The Colts are strong.
The Rams are looking good.
No, they blew that game last week. Forget
Bengals.
the Rams.
They're the
No,
Bengals.
I don't care.
It's the Bengals.
They blew that game so bad. No. The Colts are at home. The Colts are running the ball well with Zach. The Colts are then Minshew. Oh my goodness, Minshew mania. I hope he stays in.
Because Anthony Richardson got a concussion.
He got a concussion, but I think I read that he practiced today, or
they already ruled him out.
Okay, good. Because I need Minshew. I need Minshew mania.
I didn't need Minshew.
I need
Minshew
jean shorts. I need jean shorts and mustache. Minshew mania. He will keep it steady Eddie, and he'll keep them stable. They always had the makings of a strong team, but they had poor quarterback play. And that's really what doomed them. But now, if they can just have that steady quarterback play, have a good running game, which they have, they're going to be fine. So, yeah, I definitely have the Colts. This is an easy one. I'm most confident in this one. So, I know I'm getting this one for sure. I'm not even worried about it.
You see Stafford, dude, the Stafford Puka Nakua combo is correct. Dude, Puka Nakua has been losing his mind this year. Got 119 yards, 145 yards. Last game he got 72. But that's fine. He's gonna bounce back.
He's doing well. Come out of nowhere and is doing well. So whoever got him in fantasy is very happy about that. But anyhow, I've got the Colts in this one to beat the Rams. Des, what's your take on this one, man?
As leader of this class, it's my job to lead you guys to the promised land. And Derrick, you could take the horse to the water, but you can't make the horse drink the water. Last week you picked the Rams to beat Cincinnati, but this week you have the Colts beating the Rams. I'm not understanding your logic here. You got the Rams beating a good team last week, and then you have the Rams losing to a weak team this week. So what I need you to do, man, jump here. Let me bring this book. I know you have this book. Read this book so you can get clarity on how to pick the right teams. Because right now I think you're a little confused, man. Bad teams don't beat good teams. Good teams like the Rams, they are a good team. They are going to beat the Colts pretty handily. I'll say by 2 touchdowns. So give me the Rams over the Colts. And this is going to be an easy week for me because you guys are picking some horrible picks. And I'm glad that you're doing it because the chain will remain here.
All right. So that's Dez's take. Hey, those are the 3 games where I'm on the island. Definitely getting the chain back. I feel so confident. Not even concerned about it. Going to get my lead back and going to keep on chucking down the road here to victory. So we're going to finish off with the game where Dez is on the island, and then we have some other announcements that we need to make before we get on out of here. We're almost home. So what's the game where Dez is on the island? What's the final game?
Dez's island game is the Miami Dolphins in Buffalo to play the Buffalo Bills, and he has got the Dolphins.
Okay. He's got the Dolphins. He got the Dolphins. Well, hey, let's start off. Let's have Dez give his take on this one, and then we'll chime in. Dez, why do you have the Dolphins, man?
So in order to pass this Pick 'em Pro class, and this is an advanced class, so maybe it's that you guys need to go back down to the beginning class level and take the other professors that's teaching that class. I teach this advanced class. And when I teach this advanced class, one of the things that you got to do to pass this advanced class is you got to study the film. Obviously, you guys didn't study the film because if you did study the film, there is no way that you would have picked the Bills to beat Miami. Did you see Miami put up 70? And they gave them mercy. They could have scored as many points that's ever been scored in an NFL game in NFL history. But they had the other team over there crying uncle. Now, they won't do the Bills the same way because the Bills are a better team. I will give them that. But you didn't study the film. This Miami team is going to put up 40 points against the Bills and then watch the Bills quarterback have about 3 interceptions because he's trying to keep up with the Miami Dolphins and he won't be able to do it. Give me Miami.
All right. Well, that's Dez's take on that one. What's your take?
I don't have a problem with them picking the Dolphins. The Dolphins, you can argue, are the better team. Mm-hmm. Their offense. They have a crazy offense. Some people are saying historic offense, mm-hmm. and a Tua looking like the front runner for MVP. Tyreek looking like the best receiver in the league.
Looking great.
So there's and Mostert looking really good too, and their defense is looking has been clutch. And don't let them get Ramsey back. They're gonna have a true one of the best corners in the league.
When they get Ramsey back, when they get Ramsey back, that's gonna be crazy.
Especially in practice too. Imagine those Tyreek Hill, Jalen Ramsey ones. Yeah. That's gonna be crazy. But I got the Bills mostly because they're at home and that's just such a tough place to win.
Yeah.
I got the Bills.
The Dolphins are must-see TV. They are must-see TV. Have to watch them each week. They are so fun to watch. Then they got the backup running back. Who's a beast. Oh my goodness. So they're so loaded. Freaking track team. I thought about going with them. But I feel that the Bills, they're at home. They need this win. This is a divisional game. But I think the Bills are going to pull this one out. Their defense is looking very, very strong. And I think that's going to end up being the difference in this game, especially if Waddle's still out. They were able to play without him last week, against the Broncos, but I don't think that's going to be, they're not going to be as effective without Waddle if they don't have him back on here against the Bills. But I think the Bills are going to come out. The Bills are going to be hyped up. Dolphins are coming off putting up 70 points. Just think the intensity from both teams, the way they're both going to approach this game will give Bills the advantage. Going with the Bills on this one. So those are the games this week, man. Yeah. So it's gonna be exciting. Again, as always, we got to get the food together, man. What's on the menu this weekend?
I don't know, man. We got tons of options. To see what we got going on, but I mean, tons of great games. So
okay, all right.
We gotta see. You gotta think about that a little more.
Yeah, we gotta think about that a little more. All right, we're gonna get that laid out. And we're gonna be busy. Have a busy weekend. You have your game tomorrow. We have, because this is Wednesday at time of recording. So September 27th, we have, we're filming a commercial. So we're filming a commercial on Saturday, through our company, TNT Creative Group. So we're filming a commercial. So you'll actually be making a cameo in that commercial. So we'll be doing that Saturday night. So we'll be busy with that. The commercial is going to be at a barbershop too. So that's going to be, it's going to be very entertaining. So we'll send y'all some clips on what's going on with that. So yeah, some of these announcements that we want to make here are one, we already have Pick 'em Pro t-shirts and standard Pick 'em Pro hoodies just with our logo on it, but we're actually collabing with another with a clothing line called Foul Play. Foul Play, they have all types of hoodies, hats, sweatpants, all that type of stuff. We really love this line. It's an up-and-coming entrepreneur named Jalen. I have to watch out for him. And he makes a lot of custom gear. So he actually made us some custom Foul Play gear that's like a one-of-one. But we're going to collab with him and have a special edition line of hoodies that are going to drop. So you'll be able to pre-order them on October 28th. Saturday, October 28th, we'll show you what this hoodie looks like. You'll be able to pre-order it, and then they'll be available on November 11th. November 11th is a big day for us because we'll be filming again live at our spot, Zaxby's in Clayton. We'll be filming live. We'll have and it's actually going to be a live show. So we'll be filming live. We'll have guests come on. We're going to cover a lot of great topics. Of course, we'll make our picks. It's going to be a big show. So we'll have a live audience. So it'll be a lot of energy. So we love when we get a chance to go out there and do it live. You excited about that?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, man, it's going to be good. So a lot of big things coming up. We got a live show. So make sure you watch us live so you can send us questions. And we can answer those on air. But we'll have an audience for that. So that's going to be great. We have a custom line of hoodies coming out. We have hats that are about to come out. We haven't had hats yet. So a lot of great things for Pick 'em Pro. So thank you for all the love and support. We appreciate it. And we're just growing this channel. About to hit some big YouTube milestones soon, which will then open up more options for everybody that follows the show. So we're really excited about that. Oh, and before we go, breaking news here, because it's just happened literally within the last few hours. So depending on when you see this, this might be a day or so old, but NBA news, big trade, big 3-team trade, man. Break down the trade, what happened, and what's your take on it?
All right, so Damian Lillard been on the trade block for a little bit. He's been traded to the Milwaukee Bucks here, so he's gonna be playing with Giannis. Drew Holiday was given up in the deal, and another starting guard, Grayson Allen, was in the trade also. So I don't really. I mean, I kind of like it actually a little bit. I think it's kind of evening itself out a little bit because they have so much depth. So that's gonna be, and they kept a lot of that depth. So it's still going to be a really good team, and it provides a star power also too to the team.
For which team? Which team you talking about?
Milwaukee.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
And,
Milwaukee.
And I think it satisfies Giannis. They gotta lock him up. They gotta get that extension signed. So, Drew Holiday leaving. I think it's going to be good for Scoot. Having another person to kind of rely on and play with. Yeah. And DeAndre Ayton going there too from the Suns. So it was a 3-team deal. And like him, they got a big to throw it to in the paint. So it's a pretty good trade for everybody, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I agree overall. I think it's great for Portland. Man, I think they got great value.
Yeah,
I mean, how old is Lillard?
Like
he's what,
33 probably?
33. Has had injuries. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to get Drew Holiday and to get Aiden, I think Suns really, I just think they handled Aiden wrong, man. So yeah, I like what Portland was able to get. I think it's good for the Suns too.
Yeah.
Aiden, Aiden was done in Phoenix. They weren't gonna, be able to salvage that relationship. And I feel like they really got some good depth, which was their problem.
That's
so
good.
They got a lot of good role players from Milwaukee.
That's a lot of money because they're paying Aiden a lot of money.
Yeah. So they were able to get some depth. So I like some of the depth that they got. Grayson Allen, some other key role players. So I think that's good for them. And then for Milwaukee, at first I was like, man, I don't know. I mean, Lillard's a little older. You losing Drew, whatnot. But I think for anything, just the fact that Giannis will like that. He's Lillard's top 75 player. So I think that'll say a lot. And it'll be hard for Giannis not to sign an extension, having, top 75 guy there. So I think if anything,
Middleton
they have him.
and Lopez and Ports. Like, still got a ton of key
still have talent. Yeah, still have talent. They'll be in the mix.
In the league.
For sure.
So, yeah, they're going to be in the mix.
For sure.
I wouldn't be shocked if they won the East.
Yeah. And then from an offense, I mean, man, they're going to be hard to guard. Because, you gotta pay attention to Lillard. Yes. You know what I mean? And he, is a bona fide scorer. And then you got the freak. So, I mean, they're gonna be a problem. I mean, they're definitely still title contender, could win the title, for sure. So, yeah.
Yeah, man. Sure, man.
All right, man. All right, well, good luck tomorrow, man. Go on and do your thing. This is another episode, man. Let's sign out the way we always do. Enjoy family, enjoy sports. We'll see you next time. Until then, we are out. Pick 'em pros.
And this week, I feel like not only am I gonna win again, but I think that you guys are in trouble, and I think that you're gonna lose at least 2 out of 3 of your games. So I'm gonna be winning by a wide margin after this week, and the chain will be coming back to the professor, to the champion, to the only real pro here on Pick'em Pro.